Well, there is a real sense of expectancy around Goodison Park tonight. I think a lot of Everton fans are expecting to be entertained. We've got that platform, haven't we, for a game to really be produced tonight, for Everton to relax and maybe knocking it about a bit.
Well, he's picked a very, very strong side, so all you can see is Everton really going out there and taking the bull by the horns and really going at them tonight and getting a comfortable lead. OK,
let's remind ourselves of the way they're lining up. In fact, the two sides are just about to enter the field. SK Brann have brought a lot of fans here tonight, by the way. It might be a lost cause, according to their coach. Mons Ivan Mielder has been telling us all week that it would need a miracle for his side to get through. But despite that propaganda, the SK Brann supporters have travelled in good numbers, maybe more in hope than expectation, but nonetheless they are helping provide us with a wonderful atmosphere inside Goodison tonight. Remind ourselves of the way they line up then. 3 changes for Everton. Jolyon Lescott shuffling into central defence. Nuno Valente at left back. That means Yobo has dropped out. Steven Pienaar and Mikel Arteta both back. Osman and Fernandes give way. Let's hear from the manager, David Moyes.
3 changes tonight. Can you just run us through the lineup and how you see it operating?
Well, just similar to how we played in Norway. We want to get Steven Pienaar back in. He's not had any games since the African nation. He had an injury. Mikel Arteta's had an injury as well, so we want to get him some football. And at the back, Joseph Yobo's on 2 bookings and also has got a little bit of a head cold, so we felt there was no point in taking the risk, and we'll just leave him out tonight. So it's fine. Nuno Valente come in and he's got plenty of European experience.
Well, Brann make just the 1 change from last week. Up front, their new signing, Njogo Demba Nuran, makes his full debut. The Gambian replacing Asa Carrados, who's on the bench.
Yeah, and Brann will be playing very, very similar to what they did last week, 4-4-2. Well, I feel that if Everton, if they can keep Hellstad and Demba Nuran quiet tonight, then it'll be a good way of getting through to the next round. They make the job a lot easier. It's not going to be easy. They've got to be aware from set pieces where they've shown last week, Brann. Very, very dangerous, good delivery in. They've got to be nice, big, strong, organised and resilient at Everton tonight.
Around 27,000 inside Goodison. You can see not many gaps left in the house, even though many would consider this is a done deal from Everton's point of view. Has been a sad week though for the Everton Football Club. One of their 1966 Cup final heroes, Brian Harris, has sadly passed away, and in just a few moments Goodison, I'm sure, will rise as one to lend their respects to his memory and to his family as well. You've got some good memories of Brian Harris, haven't you?
Yeah, with the foundation we've got here at the football club, you get to meet a lot of the older lads that played well before we played, and from the 50s and 60s, Brian Harris for me was a legend that played for Everton. Great bloke, always enjoyed his company. It'll be a sad loss for his family and also for Everton Football Club.
Well, David Moyes, no doubt, is grateful of the legacy that was laid, and is now laying a very strong legacy himself for the future of this club. They really have matured, really grown in stature in this UEFA Cup competition this year. 1 or 2 Euro sceptics at the start when they found it so tough against Kharkiv, but since then they have strode very, very confidently through this competition. Well, we understand there is a little bit of a problem with the PA system at the moment, which is why there hasn't been an announcement about the minute's applause. Well, it's not going to happen, sadly, but no doubt it will happen at some future occasion. Technical problems with the PA system, we're told. Here's the referee, Nikolai Ivanov, who's from Russia. A couple of encounters with Newcastle United down the years in UEFA Cup competition. This is his first night at Goodison, and SK Brann looking for their first victory on English soil as well tonight. They have laboured against Queen's Park Rangers back in the mid-70s, and against Liverpool, of course, not far from here, in the Cup Winners' Cup quarter-finals in 96-97. Everton, I'm sure, will be confident that that grim record will continue for their Norwegian visitors tonight. Well, have they set a platform here, Everton, with their victory last week, that 2-0 victory, that can allow them to be uninhibited tonight, to play relaxed, to entertain us in a competition that's been nervous at times, hasn't it? It's had its tense moments. Hopefully tonight it will be one of those relaxed evenings, a carnival if you like, at Goodison.
Well, the thing is, last week against Brann, it was a comfortable win without really playing too well. There's a couple of players that really weren't at the races, below par for what you expect, but they did win comfortably. And when they got the goal, they seemed to just sort of grow with their confidence and seemed to take the game to Brann even more. But it's important they start right tonight, Dave.
Yeah, you talk about tempo, and you have done over the games, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Everton getting the tempo right early on.
I don't care what you say, in Europe, if you play at the tempo of the Premiership, there's not a lot of teams that can actually live with you. The fitness is completely different.
It's all the way back to Julian Lescott playing in that central defensive position. It's of course not an unaccustomed position for him. We've seen him operate there effectively, or at left back. He really has been a fine performer this year, as has Phil Jagielka, who last week was inch perfect in defence, wasn't he? In snuffing out so many problems that SK Brann posed on occasions. Valente inside, where Carsley picks up and plays it left to Pienaar, who's upended, but not unfairly according to the referee. And the game goes on. Little flick by Demba Nuren, and chased down here as well by Hellstad. Lescott has it covered. Neville can clear it away, and out of play for a throw. It's going to be a different proposition for SK Brann tonight as well, isn't it? With Arteta playing on that right-hand side. We saw Neville last week getting into so many good positions, but unable to deliver at times. With a man of Arteta's skill, that's going to cause them lots of headaches.
Well, I think the crossing last week was very poor from Everton's for Everton's standard, and I think one of the reasons that Arteta wasn't playing, yeah, you lose that little bit of guile. But tonight he's there, and hopefully he can deliver.
Here's Dahl, the right back. Can't quite get it over the head of Carsley, and away it comes with Johnson. First bit of pace here shown and collected by Arteta. Yakubu's working hard, as he did all the way through the 90 minutes last week, but he can't quite get on the end of that ball, and it will be a free kick for SK Brann. Foul on Petter Vagen-Moen. It's a strange old time of year for SK Brann, because if they do lose tonight, if they go out tonight, they haven't got another competitive match till the end of March, which is when their domestic season finally gets underway. And of course they hadn't played before the Everton game last week since early December, so it's very much betwixt and between. Valente turns. Solly is trying to get on the end of it, but Valente always had it covered, and out for the throw. He's disappeared into the crowd as well. Hope he's paid for his seat.
Just a spare one there, just the one.
Well, everything's okay. That could have been a little nastier than it turned out to be. Here comes a throw. Yakubu trying to turn his man, and the spare boot came in from the skipper Bakker, and out of play for a goal kick. Very much in the twilight of his career now, isn't he, Eric Bakker? Enjoyed healthy spells at Leeds United and latterly Aston Villa, of course, in the English Premiership. Seeing out his career with his hometown club.
Pose a problem off set pieces as well. Makes good runs, get the delivery in there, he can hurt you.
Here's Valente, just size through a couple of would-be defenders, but Solly's in to win possession back again. And continues to run here too, but not quick enough, because Pienaar came racing back. Made a good challenge and wins it back for his side.
Well, that typifies Everton. Right the way through the side, you lose the ball, men get behind it, and there's always somebody else to rectify if somebody's made a mistake.
There's Demba Nuren again causing one or two problems. It's flicked away. Oh, Arteta would have felt that. Did well to keep his feet, actually, under the challenge from Vagen-Moen.
He's lucky to get away with not getting booked there. Dreadful tackle, that's late. I'm afraid that is a booking.
Mikel Arteta rather just back from a groin problem, of course, so he won't want to cause any more problems in this game. Mons Iver Mjelde is the coach of SK Brann. Just like David Moyes, he's been in charge of his side for nigh on 6 years now. Took them to the Championship for the first time in 44 years last summer. Here's Pienaar. A little flick in finds nobody other than Bjarnason, but his clearance wasn't the best. This is Arteta. Neville's made the run. Arteta's making himself available again. Cahill's in the middle. This is Cahill. Good robust challenge from Bakker. And all the way back to Lescott, and then Valente. There's Pina. Just shows the strength and depth as well that David Moyes has got these days at the back, that he can leave Yobo out as a precaution. A couple of bookings he's on. It's a searching ball from Lescott, it's not going to find the target. And out by Vargan Moen, and a big chase here from Dembanure, and there's problems for Everton maybe. A challenge from behind, which the referee says was all fair and square. Dembanure made the most of it.
Well, it's very, very close. Did Lee Carsley get a touch on it? I don't think so. If anything, it's hit the back of his hand. Very, very lucky there, Lee Carsley, to get away with that. You know, and if it is a foul, it's definitely a booking.
And the ball is played back to the goalkeeper safely enough in the end. I think it's one of those, had we seen it in the Premier League, it would have been a free kick, wouldn't it?
Well, it looked a definite free kick from where we were. It was only the referee that didn't see it that way. But there's the danger signs. He got a little bit different up front tonight. I certainly think that's a foul. Definitely a foul. Lucky to get away with that. And we have seen things in the past where people have got booked for it. You're on a knife edge, next tackle, you could be off.
Well, less charitable referee might even have interpreted that as being the last man, but that's all for speculation and maybe for a little half-time chat as well. As it is, it remains all square, both in terms of personnel and on the scoreboard. So there's Bjarnason looking long. It's very windy here tonight at Goodison, by the way. Not quite gale force, but drafty enough. I think Kev's lost his notes. Rest of the game from memory, eh?
Somewhere at Anfield.
Here's Howard. Solly. And Valente. And the free kick goes Everton's way.
I think Brann have started off at a much higher pace than last week. They're really closing Everton down and making it very difficult for them.
Well, they've nothing to lose tonight, have they? You know, last week it was very much a protect what they had approach to the game, which disappeared with the goals from Osman and Anichebe, but tonight they've nothing to lose.
Absolutely nothing. You just wonder how long they can actually keep it up, though. And going on, they've only played one game since December. That was last week against Everton, so the fitness levels aren't going to be at the peak. But like you say, it's one chance they've got, and that's it. They've got to try and take it.
Early goal required from their point of view. Everton need to keep them quiet, and then they can express themselves. Long ball looking for Hellstad, but met by Jagielka. They would have been sick of the sight of him last week, wouldn't they? Hardly put a foot wrong. Dembanure again tries to turn, but
it's just a little bit different, is he? Dembanure this week. He's got a little bit of pace, a little bit of know-how. I think the danger signs are already there, that if you can keep him quiet, you give yourself a better chance.
It's hooked away, rather acrobatically by Bjarnason, and Johnson can't bring it under control before Baka gets back to make the challenge. And here's Hansweitz over the head of Dembanure, and Jagielka with his arms around him, so the free kick goes the way of Brann. It is a different problem. I mean, they played against Caritas last week, who, with the best will in the world, is a centre-half who's been pushed up in that position, which might be all well and good in the Norwegian domestic league, but up against the defence of, on that occasion, Yobo and Jagielka, it was always going to be a bit of a gamble. This man tonight they've got up there, Dembanure, is much more accustomed to playing that front row. There's Carsley. Neville's made the run on the right. Carsley's still available. Arteta waited for it, a little too long because Hansweitz nipped in and puts it up for the throw.
Just a little bit slow with the pass at the moment, Everton. Just not, I say the fluency's not there just quite yet.
Sigurdsson can bring it forward, trying to slide it past, but Cahill's shin's got in the way. Now with a nipping challenge, but it's El Fakiri who wins it instead and plays it out wide, and here comes Dahl trying to take on Pinar, who's desperately trying to get back in position. Valente with a touch. Throw in for SK Brann.
Good defending by Valente. big and strong. Keep your eye on the ball.
Here's Bjarnason. And back up. Chucked up towards Hellstad, who does well to turn, and just a little palm stinger early for Tim Howard. He would have been embarrassed had he not got behind it.
It's a little bit too easy at the moment. You can't be giving teams chances, even though you've got that cushion of 2 goals.
Here's Neville. This is Yakubu. Marshalled by Sigurdsson. And it did come last off Yakubu too. He's not convinced. The linesman was. Handled.
Well, I can't see how anybody can actually handle that. Valenti going for the ball with a hand in front of his head.
Well, it's bright and it's certainly breezy so far, as Lescott heads away from the edge of his own penalty area, helped further afield by Carsley. Big boot from him. And Bakker might just have played this out. He has, so Everton given the unexpected bonus of a throw-in in their opponent's half and the chance to move forward here. Well, that was very untidy. Just a little lack of concentration you feel at the moment from Everton. A lack of intensity somehow.
Well, they've started very sharp, Brann, like I said, and if you don't start sharp yourself, then it's very hard to get into the game. And that's what they've done, Everton. They've not started off as sharp as maybe that I would like to have seen them do, and they're making it hard for themselves at the moment.
Well, you might have a word or two to say about what's happening in this game, or elsewhere tonight. You can, of course, text us if you so wish. Usual number. Usual rules. The text number is 80088. Text the word comments and then your name, where you're from and your views. Pat and John, of course, in the studio will be discussing those and the action of this game at half-time. Here's Lescott. Earlier that Rangers saw their way through with a very creditable 1-1 draw at Panathinaikos. They came from behind and a goal from Nacho Novo seeing them through on away goals, but no such similar fortune for Aberdeen. Out decisively against Bayern Munich. Bayern 5-1 winners, 7-3 on aggregate. So one British team out, one British team through. Everton very much in the driving seat here tonight on aggregate, but maybe not having it all their own way so far. But here's Pienaar trying to dink it into the path of Johnson. Carsley collects, and now Arteta. There's a look up. Just trying to fire one in. It hits Bakker and it's out for a corner kick. So Everton have the chance to turn the score a little here. And Goodison raises its voice a notch or two.
First bit of pressure for a long time for Everton, especially in the last maybe 10 minutes. A chance there, but the opportunity by Pienaar to play Yakubu chose the wrong option.
The referee just holding up play a while here, but now has given Arteta permission to take this corner kick. Everton not overloaded in the box at the moment. There are 5 blue shirts in there. We know how good Lescott can be in this position. He's amongst them. Well, there's a problem with Tim Howard at the moment. I think at the other end he's just having his boots changed or something, which is why we had that little hold-up. But anyway, here comes Arteta with a corner kick. It's too close to Demba-Nuren, who heads away. And all the way back to Arteta. What can he conjure here? Neville's on the outside. It's he who will deliver. Lescott was still lingering. Yakubu. He's looking up and hopefully looking to see himself inside the penalty area. That was the target he wanted, and eventually the ball couldn't work to Johnson, and here comes Demba-Nuren, who's done ever so well, and suddenly SK Brann have the chance to bring it forward. Here's Moen, who's going to go from a long way out. And I think Tim Howard could have dealt with that even if he had no boots on.
Very, very ambitious. Barker should be doing better than that. Experience, but this is the ball coming into the box, and you just wonder, is there an arm there? It'd be hard done by if you give a penalty for that.
Well, it hits his arm, but it was down by his side, wasn't it?
It's high up on the arm as well.
Yeah. Here's Demba Nuren, who's been a lively presence in this game so far tonight.
He's certainly been a difference in the Brann side from the week before.
Opdal just had to hurry because Johnson was dashing towards. Banker wanted to take control, maybe should have left it, maybe over-ambitious. Collected instead by Pienaar towards Johnson. Sigurdsson calmly and carefully plays away, and Bjarnason doesn't get it any further afield because Pienaar was there to head it back towards danger. Yakubu. They're making hard work of clearing it here, SK Brann. Eventually it's downfield towards Hellstad. This is Moen. Hansveit. Sigurdsson. Good header, strong header by Jagielka. Well, one in midfield again. Here's Johnson. Good scurrying run from him back towards Yakubu, but intercepted by Bjarnason and cleared away.
He's just ignited the crowd as Andrew Johnson. Tremendous closing down, and then very, very determined and positive when he gets the ball.
Solly. Remember, he didn't last the full 90 minutes last week. He went off. Banker. There's Demba Nuren. A little chip for the chase from Hellstad again, but too many blue shirts there. Jagielka always had it well covered, and safety first approach from the centre half, who puts it out for the throw.
Well, just looking at Tim Howard there, and just wondering if Tim Howard's a little bit worried coming off his line. Is he going to slip? Maybe that's what he's a little bit worried about with his boots. He wants to change them.
I don't think he's entirely happy at the moment with the footwear he's got on, and is still looking to change.
What amazes me is
here's a chance for Yakubu to chase here. He's got in behind the defender, but it's offside. That was very close.
Well, that certainly looked level to me. Very, very late with the flag. Very difficult to see from this angle. Looks slightly. Just wonder, does a defender just step back in at the last moment? Very close.
Russian linesmen, what do they know, eh?
I'm just wondering with Tim Howard, he's had, what, a good 35 minutes before the game to decide what footwear to wear. And now he decides that he wants to change them. I mean, that's why you go out to see what footwear you need. Well, maybe they've got a split. And they're very, very light, these boots, and they do rip very, very easily.
This is not a comfortable night for Everton at the moment. Nearly 19 minutes played, and they have not bossed it like they perhaps thought they would have done. SK Brann are playing here with a lot of character, and they've caused one or two problems, and there might be one here too. It's Solly who will take this corner kick. Too low, but it will be another corner. Header away by Carsley.
That's a poor clearance, really. Should be better. Further away from goal. Not another opportunity to whip the ball in.
No one's gone up there to offer himself for the short one, should it be required, but I think it's been sent away by Solly. Again, it's low towards the near post. Carsley with a header away. Johnson trying to get underneath it. Just gets a bit of a flick, but picked up by Solly again. Good challenge from Johnson. Here comes Carsley. Forward for Yakubu. But Dahl is back to cover. And all the way back to his goalkeeper, who hits it long, and that's all the way through to Tim Howard.
Good closing down by Andrew Johnson once again. Terrific closing down. Sets the mark for everybody else.
Back to the Portuguese international again, and there's the young English international, of course, Julian Lescott. Jagielka now. Neville. Well, they're being pressed well by SK Brann, so it has to go all the way back to Howard, whose clearance just holds up a little in the wind. Headed on by Cahill, met by Bakker. Demba Nuren sends it back Everton's way, and Johnson Off the head of Baka, will go chasing after that, but well, he's given a free kick against him, and he's not sure why, and I have to agree, I'm not sure why either.
I think he just ran into the back of his legs as they were running for the ball, and that was all. I don't think there was any sort of direction towards a player.
Rosenborg and Fiorentina in action again tonight as well. Fiorentina winning from the first leg by 1-0 in Norway, and the winners of that, of course, will be up against the winners of this. At the moment, you would make it favourite Everton against Fiorentina. Everton will be away in the first leg, whoever they play, should they steer their way through here.
Well, that was an important interception there from Jagielka, because if he doesn't get that, I'm sure Hellstad's through.
Pinar stumbled. Well, again, it's just a bit of a baffling decision that it has gone Brann's way. In fact, has he given the free kick? He has. He's given the free kick.
Everton started like this last week. They were a little bit sort of off the mark, and they gradually got themselves into the game. It wasn't a perfect performance. It was a great result, and it's just a bit scrappy at the moment.
It's a poor delivery.
You certainly know that Everton just up it by 5%, then you know they can get chances, they can score goals.
Well, SK Brann haven't scored on English soil. They were beaten 4-0 by Queen's Park Rangers in '77, and of course 3-0 by Liverpool 10-11 years ago in the Cup Winners' Cup. Here's Yakubu, gets a little bit of space here. Arteta on the right hand side. Yakubu, Johnson just ahead of him and flashed away for a goal kick.
Oh, it's a terrific little play between Arteta and Yakubu, and what a great delivery into the box. Lovely little ball, lovely little turn, early ball in, just a little bit maybe too much on it, and it looked a little bit closer than what it thought. Good 2 yards away from Andrew Johnson.
Alan Stubbs, no longer of these parts, of course, after his move to Derby County, but very much an Evertonian after his 2 spells at this club. Here's Carsley. Nice flick from Arteta, and the runs continued as well by him. And Neville will pick him out. Arteta's got the pace to get there ahead of Sigurdsson. Neville's backing him up. It's to Yakubu. There's Pinar. Cahill. Arteta just rocking back on his heels when the ball was delivered.
Not quite sure if it's for Phil Neville or for Arteta, that ball. Was he expecting Arteta to go on the overlap? Was he looking to play to Phil Neville to feet?
Haven't scored on English soil, SK Brann, but they have scored on Welsh soil. They beat Carmarthen Town 8-0 in the first qualifying round of this year's competition.
You just had to get that in, didn't you?
I was going to say, even you've scored a couple of times on Welsh soil, haven't you? They beat them 14-3 on aggregate, 6-3 they beat them back at the Brann Stadium. And here's an opportunity for Hellstad. Solly hammers it across, and it's out of play. It's a good test for Everton here tonight. Manager Mons Ivermjelda has done a good job in convincing their home side maybe that they are easy winners here, and maybe they have taken their foot off the pedal a little bit. With the ball back, Hunts fights, ball to midfield, picks out no one in red. Here's Johnson. This is Cahill. Now Neville. Arteta. Neville again. Has gone on that overlapping run. Little ball in towards Yakubu, whose strength just holds off the defender, and Baka nips in with an important challenge there.
Oh, I'm just wondering, can he just little touch on the ball to, I think it was Andrew Johnson who'd made the run off him. Lovely little bit of skill from Arteta again.
Another cruncher on Arteta, but he's okay as Carsley plays it through. Johnson can't gather in. And all the way through to Hakan Opdal. That's a huge kick.
I'm sure he's got the wind behind him there. It's quite blustery out there. It's very difficult for players, especially at Goodison, because it does swirl a bit as well.
Well, the response from Howard, again, just underlines the fact that Everton look to be playing mainly into the wind in this first half. As it's launched towards Yakubu, Bjarnason heads it away. Solly. There's Demba, but Solly can't complete the move. And now Arteta. Jagielka. Valente. Everton looking to be purposeful and positive again here. Pienaar. Given a run by him. Johnson. It's Yakubu and Arteta in the middle, but neither of them are to be found because Dahl with a challenge puts it up for a throw-in. And it all comes to naught from Everton's point of view. But this is Lesko. Carsley. Arteta's wide right and screaming for the ball. Johnson plays it out there. Arteta's first touch, and then the second is a cross.
So it's got to be a perfect cross because there's only one man in the middle, Yakubu. You need to get people in the box if you're going to get crosses in.
Johnson still working hard here. Well, the chances of it being an Everton-Fiorentina game in the next round has just increased because Fiorentina have taken the lead there on the night against Rosenborg, and they lead by 2-0 on aggregate, so it's looking good for the Italians, not looking good for Norwegians tonight. When the draw came out, they rather fancied the idea of SK Brann against Rosenborg. Real needle match in the final 16, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Strange things have happened though in this competition, haven't they, this season? We've witnessed one or two of them.
They've got a lot to do. They've got to score 3 goals tonight, Brann, and when you've not scored one on English soil, then that's a tall order to ask for, especially against an Everton side that's been playing very, very well in Europe and in the Premiership this season.
Led by Howard, making his 70th appearance for Everton tonight, Tim Howard. Very close to matching the number of appearances he made for Manchester United, 77 in all for that club, just down the East Lancs Road. There's Demba. Solly again providing the overlap. Valente looking to get across, it's Lescott who heads away, but it's another corner kick, and it's a bit more food for thought here for Everton.
Well, they seem to get the ball into the striker's feet a little bit easy, to Brann. Just getting a bit stretched, Everton, and then that's allowing people to get wide and get crosses in.
It's Morgan Moen who will spot it and just try to lift it over. It's very crowded on the Everton goal line towards where it's delivered, but it comes off the head of Pienaar, and it'll be another corner kick here.
Well, surrounded Tim Howard, something they did over in Bergen, and they did score a goal that was disallowed when they did it.
Eric Bakker put his hand in the face of Tim Howard, didn't he? Just when that goal was disallowed. And he's there again to renew old acquaintances.
There's too many bodies in there for my liking.
Here's Moen. Oh, good take by Howard. They might have surrounded him, but he found a bit of clear air to glide onto that ball.
It's all about keeping your concentration, not getting involved with the opposition's players, and that's what he's done really well there, Tim Howard, taking it very comfortably from a tricky situation.
He might have had footwear problem, but no problems with the hands on that occasion. Neville with a throw. There's Huntsfights. Ball by Jagielka, and Johnson's after it, onside this time. Does well to keep it in play. Oh no, it's not, it's gone out, just gone out, flagged it up far side.
Well, if he did keep it in and he gets it back, there's no one there really. There's only Andrew Johnson that can actually catch that. A very ambitious ball. Not a lot of space over the defence. They are defending quite deep, Brann. making it hard for Andrew Johnson to make them runs in behind.
There's Lescott. Neville. A little bit of pressure here applied by Hellstadt. And Neville does well to get the throw.
Well, he just wondered if Lescott needed to pass it back to Phil Neville there. Maybe he should have just cleared it himself.
Well, they're gathering momentum here now. The next throw will be a good 30 yards further forward. 15 minutes to the half-time break. It's okay for Everton at the moment, of course. They haven't conceded, that's the main thing, but here they're under pressure again from Hellstadt. And Manurin. Now Dahl. Just tries to curl it in, not a bad ball either. And Demba-Nuren challenging for it. Jagielka and Lescott got it away. That was a handball.
Well, they were asking for handball. I don't know if it had come off Jagielka's hand or arm. It certainly was a shout. Ball comes in to challenge Lescott's arm.
Well, again, if the one at the other end was the penalty, that was definitely not a penalty either, was it?
Knew nothing about it, did he?
Oh, very close to the edge of his penalty area there, Hakan Opdal. Has got away with it. Lescott. Here's Neville. Everton still being harried and hassled with lots of energy from the opponents they're facing here tonight. Again, there has to be a question, isn't there, of fitness, whether they can keep it up for a full 90 minutes, given that they are in this break between seasons. Pinar flicks it on. Yakubu. He still might have an opportunity here. He's played it wide right to Arteta, who lifts it forward. It's Cahill in the middle. Solly's back there to defend. Taken by Valente. Oh. Pinar. Felt that from Bakker. It's going to be the first yellow card of the night. Eric Bakker, the man who's shown it.
Well, it's not first challenge that Bakker's put in, and that is late. Very late. I think he's every intention of not going for the ball and going for the man there. Deserves a booking.
Well, if SK Brann are to make progress tonight, the question of bookings might come into question as to suspensions for the next round. There's only Thorstein Hellstadt, the centre forward, who has the requisite number of yellow cards to put him in any doubt at the moment. Bakker's okay, but that might be academic anyway. That's a good short one. Pinar can't control, and an opportunity wasted maybe.
Well, I'm just wondering, was he expecting it to come to him? There's a lot of pace on it. I'm not quite sure. He was in plenty of space. But, you would have thought that he would be quite comfortable in controlling that, but very poor. And maybe that sums up the first half for Everton. But
snapped it in, but couldn't control it.
it's poor chance. But going back to that handball incident, definitely hits his hand. And you've got to ask the question, is it going to go through to Hellstadt? Phil Neville behind him.
I suspect it looks worse in slow motion as well. You know, in real time, there's probably very little that Julian Lescott could do about that in terms of getting out of the way. In slow motion, it looked perhaps a little more deliberate than it was. Vagan Moen will take this free kick. Everton again having to be on their mettle. Howard waited and sliding in by Hellstadt. Well, the referee's not sure what to give and eventually has given the goal kick, and Everton escaped there.
Well, I'm not quite sure about that. That's travelled a hell of a long way. Nobody getting there, and Tim Howard's made a great instinctive save. I mean, it's just hit his arm or it's hit his bottom of his leg, not quite sure. Well, that's a great opportunity. What a great ball in, though.
It's ricocheted again off Thorstein Hellstadt, didn't it? Hence the right decision was given in the end. There's Valente. Everton are troubled still. Pinar, what a goal might do to the complexion of this game. Cahill, Yakubu! Wonderful! Wonderful strike! Well, now they can relax. Now they can enjoy themselves. Yakubu just ghosts it in. It's terrific stuff.
Oh, great finish. But what a lovely little flick by Tim Cahill. It's a little flick with his right foot. Ball comes in, lays out, there's a little flick. It's a great finish, absolutely top draw, a flick by Cahill and a great finish by Yakubu. And really you've got to say that's the first chance Everton have had. It's literally taken them 35 minutes to have that chance and they've taken it. But it's an exquisite shot from Yakubu, the man in form.
Well, I think I'm right in saying that's his first goal in the UEFA Cup this year. But he has been filling his boots in other competitions, his 13th in all. But an important moment for Everton.
Well, how often does that happen, that you get a chance at one end, you don't take it, and it comes down the other end and you get a goal. And literally must have been 30 seconds to a minute in it.
42 seconds apparently. Solly's ball in, Demba Nuran collects. Hustle and bustle of Everton's defence makes sure that does not develop into anything dangerous, and here we go again maybe, but just beats it. Beats Johnson for pace.
Terrific goal though, I mean, lovely bend, great execution, but a lovely little touch by Tim Cahill. Little flick, under the foot, the right foot, in behind him. He knew what he was doing, he knew who he was playing it to.
Different game now.
Against the run of play as well.
Real quality stamped all over this.
Lovely ball in, little flick off by Cahill, gets the ball, flicks it back into Yakubu. I want to say again, like you say, you don't get tired of seeing them finishes.
They have scored some good goals in this competition, haven't they?
Well, Leon Osman in the first leg here, Brann, sorry. Terrific strike from the edge of the box.
Yeah. Both Osman goals, you remember the team goal he scored as well earlier in the competition.
Nuremberg, was it?
Yeah, Larissa here, wasn't it? Larissa here. And Goodison has played its part too, and is playing its part again now as Everton's fans lift their voices. Here's Neville. Here's Arteta. Neville. Yakubu again. Lays it off this time for Johnson to chase. Pinar leaves it for Johnson. Cahill trying to bustle into position. Yakubu leaves it for Carsley. Well, maybe he wishes he hadn't.
I was thinking he was trying to bend the ball, just like Yakubu, but for a lot further out. He's leaning back. I think Yakubu got in the way a little bit, and a little bit of a boo-boo.
Well, we talk about Everton support in this competition, but I tell you what, you have to take your woolly hats off to the SK Brann supporters. 2,000 of them here tonight. It's not even in their season at the moment, and they're coming here knowing in all likelihood their team would be beaten.
I feel they're a lot louder tonight than they were when they were at home. I was quite surprised at the atmosphere when we were in Bergen. Considering they've not had the game for a couple of months.
There's Demba Nuran. Tries to play it on for Hellstad to chase. I suppose the Norwegian optimist will tell you it's still the same scenario for SK Brann. They still have to score 3 goals to go through tonight. But he doesn't look much of an optimist, does he? Runs Ivar Mjelde.
I think you've got to remember that Everton are learning as they're going on in this European competition. The further they get, the more they learn.
Looking for a 7th successive win in Europe as well, which would extend their own record. Here's El Fakiri. Solly plays it in, much too close to Howard. Always likely to take that, the very experienced and very sound Everton goalkeeper. Arteta looking for a pathway between the two. Banker just nipped it away from him, and maybe Moen can start something. Here's El Fakiri again. Solly has come more central now. Here's Dar. Wasted. And Everton can pick up the pieces here and launch something themselves maybe. Yakubu. Here's Arteta. Everton missed his trickery in the first leg, didn't they? This is Cahill. Johnson tries to ride the challenge. Will get it at the second attempt here. Valente. Decent ball in, but well away by Bjarnason. All too easy for Arteta, and now Johnson can dart onto this. Just helps it past Hans Feig. We'll have a go! Oh, what a goal! What a stunner! Pick that one out. Andy Johnson. Everton are cruising now.
Well, if any man deserves it for the work rate that he's put in for the first half, it's Andrew Johnson. And he makes a great run. He's just, he comes across the man, does well, strikes it. Bit of a strike like Steven Gerrard, that type of area that he's hit the ball from. You've got to question the keeper. It's gone across his body. But he's hit it across him, just goes the other side of the player. It's a great strike, and he deserves that. He's been absolutely fantastic in the first half.
Remember, Andy Johnson is echoing around Goodison now as well. It might. 2 goals in 6 minutes for Everton. Any nerves that were developing are settled now. Sit back and enjoy. Everton can really produce a football festival from here on in. Job done. It's all about entertainment now.
I think it's not to get sloppy, not to pick up bookings, and certainly don't pick up injuries.
And if David Moyes could have written the game script, leading 2-0 at half-time, would have been exactly it, wouldn't it? They've got a game against Manchester City coming up on Monday, so a little bit of time to rest and recover after this, but now in the second half he can think about bringing on 1 or 2 of those younger players, of course.
I think he can think about it a lot earlier than maybe what he might have done, and maybe even only give some of them 45 minutes. I think maybe Arteta will only play 45 minutes now. Rest that groin a little bit more. I know the game's not till Monday against Manchester City.
There's Carsley.
Maybe a chance for Baines as well to have a run out at left-back area, which...
And Achebe and Vaughan will be itching to get on too.
Well, you'd like to think that they would like to add to their European tally. Both strikers are on the goal sheet tonight. So maybe the other 2 can do as well.
For all that twitching on the bench from certain players who want to get on, he can only make 3 substitutions, of course, so he is limited. Petter Vargan-Moen might be sizing this one up, you know. Just having a word with Bakker, who might be trying to dissuade him, but 35 yards, this will bring the house down. Now it's poised, here comes Moen, who hits it very well, and in the end, Tim Howard had it all on just to turn it over the crossbar. Not a bad effort.
Well, if anything, it's just too straight. You're thinking it either side of Tim Howard. I'm just wondering it would have gone over. It's rising all the time.
Not taking any chances, the Everton keeper.
Still a good strike. It's a good way out. Very ambitious though.
Both sides relaxed now, aren't they? As Moen will take this corner kick. El Fakiri. Moen, little dink in, but Howard's in position. We're going to have a minute of stoppage time to be added at the end of this opening 45 minutes, which has maybe gone the way you might have predicted. SK Brann playing without inhibitions and causing Everton 1 or 2 problems, but in the end class will out, and 2 very, very good Everton goals has put them in prime position.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. 2 class goals.
Might be time for a third here. Free kick, which is going to be taken by Arteta. Early delivery. A stretch by Sigurdsson to clear away. And Brann looking to break with some effect, but all comes to nothing. Stoppage time being played now. There's Pienaar. Carsley. Jagielka. take. Fakiri, just hit and a hope by him. Neville picks up very, very easily. Jagielka, how ambitious is he going to be? Just lays it short for Cahill. Dying seconds of this opening half. In stoppage time, at the end of stoppage time, and the Russian referee decides he's seen enough. It was tough for about 35 minutes, but then two goodies at Goodison, first from Yakubu and then Andy Johnson has put Everton in the box seat again. They lead SK Brann at half-time by 2-0. Well, Kev was hoping that at half-time Jagielka was going off, weren't you?
That certainly was.
Caused you some problems. Here we go, second half underway. Let's hope that the champagne cork came out with those 2 goals from Yakubu and Andy Johnson. Settle back, what do you reckon? Hibbert at right back, Neville in the centre of midfield. That looks how it's...
Yeah, with Fernandez. Obviously, I think Phil Neville will be sitting in there doing the Lee Carsley job, just holding in between the two centre-backs. And Fernandez will give him that little bit more of a freedom to get forward when he can.
Confirmation there of the changes that David Moyes has decided to make at half-time. Everton sitting pretty here, 2-0 on the night. They lead by 4-0 on aggregate. It's a question now of how much can they entertain us, how many more can they get. Johnson's onside, flag stayed down, in behind 2 defenders, Andy Johnson hits the post.
Oh, it's a great run. No, it's a perfect ball as well from Phil Neville, does extremely well. It's well found by Pienaar as well for Phil Neville. Slides the ball through, you just wondered is he offside, but I think he's dead level. Definitely onside. He's under pressure. Lovely little bit of play, lovely ball by Phil Neville. Just beats the offside trap. I'm just wondering if he's been put under a little bit of pressure, that's what puts him off. But you're just thinking, if he puts that's over and done with, you definitely do relax.
It's not his lucky end, that is it, this year in the UEFA Cup. He had those 3 penalty misses, retakes, call them what you will, in the game against Kharkiv, when he was still looking for his first goal of the season, of course, at that stage. But there's problems here for Demba Nuren, who went down pretty quickly.
Well, this doesn't look too clever, this, because there just didn't seem anything in it. And they're the worst that you do pick up sometimes, when you think there's nothing in it.
Well, he looks in a very bad way here, doesn't he? And it's just a twist. Oh dear. No contact, just a twist. Maybe a stud that's stuck, and he's got problems here for the moment.
Well, he's pointing towards his Achilles. Very sore area of your body if you do pull something down there.
Well, they signed him with an ankle problem. He signed just a couple of weeks before his debut against Everton last week when he came on, but he did come to SK Brann with ankle problems. I just wonder if it's the same ankle and whether it's not quite cleared up yet, and maybe he's aggravated something, which will be troubling his coach, of course, Monziva Mielda, on the eve of their domestic season. There's Fernandez. Everton no such concerns just at the moment. Johnson takes it on now. Pienaar cuts in. Fernandez. A delivery out to Hibbert. New face on this right-hand side, of course, having arrived at half-time and unable to keep the ball in play. And out for a throw for SK Brann.
Wasn't the best of touches to start the match, was it? It's quite difficult to get hold of as well. A bit windy out there.
There's Lescott. Fernandez through to Johnson. Left to Pienaar. Everton looking to prosper again here. It's Fernandez once more. Arteta. Hibbert up and providing the width. A little ironic cheer as he takes the ball under control. This is Neville forward to Arteta again. Johnson with a dummy. Yakubu's offside. That was unlucky.
Well, I'm not quite sure when the ball was played. Was he offside? I don't think Andrew Johnson touched it. That ball goes into him. It's very close. I mean, Johnson lets it go. If he touches it, yes, I think he's definitely offside, but if he hasn't touched it, it's very close.
Well, he's back on again, Denver Nuren, so he should be okay.
I don't think he wants to be on.
There's Moen. Such a ball to Hellstad with the header, and couldn't direct it on goal, but he knows that was a real opportunity, difficult as it was.
Well, I think that's a great opportunity. I think he gets too much on the header. I mean, it's a lovely, delightful ball, just too much on the head. What he needs to do is maybe just direct it. I feel a little bit of movement in this stand at the moment, Dave.
those SK Brann fans jumping up and down are making the whole stand shake, including the rather precarious gantry that we're sitting on at the moment. And that, coupled with a breeze, doesn't make life too comfortable. Here's Hensfight. Hellstad back to Denver Nuren, and picked up by Bakano, who lifts it forward, the claim for the offside, but he wasn't. And Jagielka has to put it out of play for a throw-in.
Once again, good defending.
That's a corner, in fact. Not too many red shirts in there at the moment, but one or two hovering on the edge of the penalty box, including Sigurdsson, the big central defender. Across into the wind, easy for Howard to punch away. That was a good punch too, really solidly away. Moen, Solly rather, on the right foot. Here's Arteta. This is Moen. Logan Moen, little tuck back inside, collected by Bjarnason. Here's Hansfight, the left back, pushing forward. Left to Solly. Solly with a ball in. Jagielka with a touch. It almost went through for Denver Nuren. Everton clear it away, and with some effect too. Here comes Yakubu. He's got support from Pinar, who's made the run. There's a more ambitious ball looking for Johnson, and Sigurdsson was able to clean things up.
I think it was a bad choice of pass, that's all.
Fernandez. Johnson. Yakubu on the inside. Not quite the angle for him. Hensfight.
I don't think he thinks that Andrew Johnson's going to get a touch on it. He's going to get nowhere near it. He does extremely well to get that ball across the box. It's a great ball, just can't get there, Yakubu.
Lescott has got up there here for this corner kick from Arteta. Backed by Denver Nuren. This is Neville. Arteta. Lescott. They want him to shoot. He will oblige. When you're leading 4-0 on aggregate, you're forgiven such moments.
Well, that's a centre-half shot, if I've ever seen one. He's been egged on by the crowd, and I think he's been sucked into that one. I know he scored a few goals this year and last year, but I don't think he scored any from outside the box.
By the way, the Rosenborg-Fiorentina scoreline was given out over the PA system at Goodison at half-time. The fact that Fiorentina were winning 2-0 on aggregate brought about quite a cheer from the Everton fans. I think they fancy a few days in Italy. There's no doubt that Everton are going through. Denver Nuren. Sigurdsson lifts it high. Jagielka's header is cushioned, but it will be picked up by Moen on this near side. SK Brann players are racing to get in there. Howard dashes quickly off his line. Fiorentina, the very probable next opponents for Everton, and Italian football is the flavour here on 5 on Saturday. 10 o'clock with the highlights. Here comes Yakubu. Nice touch on the inside. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. It's the strike of a proven goal scorer who is flooding with confidence. That was a wonderful goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, very unselfish by Andrew Johnson as well. What a great run he's made. He's taken two defenders with him, which allows the space for Yakubu. And if you look in the build-up, I think it's Pinar with the ball. He's waiting for him. There's Johnson taking runners away. Yakubu gets plenty of time, he does well here to bring the ball back, and a great finish, back across his body, into the inside, giving the goalkeeper no chance at all. Great finish by a quality finisher. Great little turn. But what an unselfish run by Andrew Johnson.
The on Yakubu turn. 3-0 Everton lead, 5-0 on aggregate. Yakubu now 2 goals. And there's plenty more to come, surely. There's Moen. Arteta clumsy with a challenge. Peter Vargan-Moen is standing over this. We know that he can hit them. His first half strike was venomous and on target, but too close to Howard to make a difference to the scoreline. Maybe the angle is just a little too acute for him to try something similar here. Certainly on the left foot, but the right-footed Solly might try curling one in. They're queuing up on the edge of the penalty area as well. Here comes Solly. Hibbert with a header away. Moen. And again it's Neville this time. Solly, they'll try once more, and Howard is an easy taker of a simple ball.
Yeah, very well organised Everton from the set pieces, because I feel that's the best chance, Brann, of getting a goal from a set piece. I'm just a little bit concerned about Tim Howard's footwear once again. He slipped there the time before. He'd come out for a ball and he just lost his foot. He slipped again.
Johnson chasing down the goalkeeper again. He's full of it tonight, isn't he, Andy Johnson? He really is. It is his normal persona, of course.
Well, that's what you get off Andrew Johnson. You actually get the work rate, and he makes a lot of things happen. And it happens for other people as well.
Neville, Arteta never going to get on the end of that. The Yak and he will score is the chant around Goodison at the moment. The Everton players, when he went missing after the African Cup of Nations, had a song of find the Yak and he will score, didn't they?
I think what I've heard is that they've actually dealt with it themselves, the players as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's got a good response from the player.
Which again, as you mentioned before, is testimony to the team spirit that David Moyes is building here at Everton, isn't it? Good sliding challenge from Hibbert.
It was a good challenge, well timed.
We're going to see Eric Hooserklep coming on in a short while. You might remember him as the rather gangly right winger.
I actually thought he might have started tonight. Thought he showed glimpses that he could go past people.
Oh, this is good play by Moen, in position, good ball across. Lescott was big behind it to head it away, and Hibbert can just find huge safety. Yakubu flags up, handball against Yakubu, I think.
Oh, he seems to have a little bit of doubt there. I'm not quite sure. No, I don't think so. Very unlucky.
Again, another night, another scoreline, maybe a little more contentious than it will be. Here's Hibbert. Arteta's done well to keep it in play. They're still showing plenty of spirit here, aren't they, SK Brann, despite the...
Well, surely that was handball. If Yakubu's handled it, then surely that one by Backers. Well, he seemed to get a good hand on that.
Already given the free kick SK Brann's way. But they are playing with character here tonight, aren't they, despite losing 5-0 on aggregate?
Yeah, they've made it as difficult as they can for Everton by far. Been easy for Everton, took them 35 minutes to break the deadlock, but really it was the first chance Everton had. All credit to Brann, they've come out and made it very difficult for Everton, but it's been made easier by the goals, and Everton have just gained more than confidence with him.
Well, here comes another from Petter Vagen-Moen, who's lining this up like an old-fashioned rugby goal kicker. One or two little shuffles and up he steps and hits it hard, right through everyone as it happens. It tickled the tips of the grass, and Tim Howard can't believe that he's let that one go in. It's not exactly game on again, but it's a bit of pride restored for SK Brann, and a little bit of embarrassment for the goalkeeper.
Well, fair dues to the lad, he's hit it straight at the keeper again. I think that maybe Tim Howard's expecting a player to get a foot on that. Jagielka there, can he get a foot on it to clear it? But then it's taken a little bit of a bounce, not bounced once, twice, hits that 6-yard line, bounces up. Still think the keeper's got to do better. But he does expect maybe the player there to clear it, the defender. Disappointing, really. Well, I think Brann have deserved that on reflection to score tonight.
Brann have made their substitution as well. Eric Huzaklep has come on. Hassan El Fakiri has gone off, just as same substitution as the first leg. There he is, Huzaklep. Arteta. Well, they clear it away. There's Arteta again. Nice skills by him, and it's going to be a goal kick in the end. Not too many problems with the pitch there for Arteta, but David Moyes has complained in the programme tonight about the state of this Goodison pitch. He's not too happy with the pitch, and I'm sure Tim Howard will have one or two complaints as well with this bobble.
It just seems to hit the line, the 6-yard line, and bounce up a little bit. I don't think it's bounced up too extraordinary, but certainly enough to hamper Tim Howard. Yeah. Well, I still think he's expecting Jagielka there to get a foot on it and clear it, and he's left it at the last minute.
Sigurdsson all the way back to his goalkeeper. Reminder of those Italian highlights that are coming up on Saturday, and then on Sunday Everton fans get the chance to see a likely opposition in the next round of the FA Cup. Roma against Fiorentina, 1:45. That starts here on 5 on Sunday afternoon, live as well, that game.
Oh, it's great closing down by Everton, well played by Brann.
Huzaklep already making his influence felt. Here's Hansfight on the left hand side. Moen. Bakker tucks it inside Fernandes and takes it past Neville and delivers towards the near post, but Howard well behind it.
He's got it well covered. Could possibly be going out as well. You can't take any chances. I think he might have just hit the post.
Johnson's chasing this again. Substitution. Cavadas looks as though he might be coming on. Just wonder whether he might replace Demba-Muren, whether he's not fully recovered from that earlier ankle injury. Here's Solly. Bakker. Demba-Muren.
There's certainly one struggling for fitness, Demba-Muren. A little bit lethargic in this second half. I know he's picked up a little bit of a knock.
Bakker looks wide and sees one or two options out there, including Petter Vagen-Moen, who instantly delivers it back middle again. That's fight. Moen. Hibbert's tackle. To keep this game alive, don't they, SK Brann? They're keeping it as pacey as they possibly can with a quickly taken throw in, and then nice for Everton that the free kick goes their way. Caradas is ready. The information we're getting, actually, it could be Bjarnason, the central defender, who goes off. Caradas is naturally a central defender, so it'll be interesting to see whether they just swap like for like, or whether Caradas plays a much more forward role, which is something he has been doing for SK Brann over the last season or so. That was a high boot by Bakker. He has been booked once.
And he knows what he's doing as well. He certainly knows what he's doing there.
Well, the change is going to take place.
Brann skal gjøre et spillerbytte. Uten å spille en spiller nummer 18.
Goes Bjarnason. That's landing international. Azar Caradas takes his place. Now, does he take his place exactly in the centre of defence? That's where he's jogging at the moment. Looks as though it is going to be like for like here. Slip by Arteta. Again, having a little argument about the state of the pitch. Nothing wrong with the pitch. It was just a poor pass. Tigerish challenge by Johnson again.
He's just in and around your feet every single minute of the game, isn't he?
Johnson. Arteta. Yakubu. Just a little too much weight for Johnson to turn that into something a little more special than it was.
Yeah, Sigurdsson had done really well. He'd actually blocked Johnson making the run, so he checked back off for it. He just seemed to have stepped up a little bit of Brann. You know, the tempo in play. I'm very impressed, really, with the fitness that they're showing, considering not played too many games.
Lansfide hits it forward. It's Hellstad who tries to collect. And then goes down a little theatrically. It was a free kick, but a little of the challenge there did Hellstad, but it's again given a good position here. I wonder if Vargan Moen is going to fancy this again.
Well, is it two before this? Both on target.
There's a yellow card here for Fernandes.
I'm just wondering that Fernandes, did he throw the ball away? Did he throw it to Bakker and Bakker turned his back? The ball went away from him. And did the referee deem it to think that he was throwing it away? I think he's a little bit unlucky there.
Well, he threw it towards Bakker, didn't he? He did keep chipping at the referee, though, and I think maybe that played a part too.
Well, you've got to fancy him to hit the target again, Moen.
Well, Tim Howard, if he wasn't concentrating before, and I'm sure he was, but he certainly will be now. It's Vargan Moen again. Similar distance, similar shot. Certainly to the one from the first half, but just rising a little too much in the end.
Well, the one thing is, you've just got to make sure you hit the target. He's just leaning back a little bit here. This is why it goes over the bar. Well, he struck it really, really well. He's a very confident lad. Ambitious.
You can see how heavy that pitch is, just in and around the area that Tim Howard is defending.
You're just wondering with Tim Howard, when he slipped before, is it different ground there than it is just outside that patch, which is causing him to slip and have a little bit of problems. I think it's the same in the other goal mouth as well, having a little bit of problems with his footwear.
Difficult time of year for groundsmen as well, isn't it? The grass simply doesn't grow, so repairs are difficult. Here's Dahl with a clearance. This is Neville now in his central midfield role. Arteta much more central in his second half too. Yakubu maybe trying to be a little too fancy.
A little bit more patience there, and Everton can get a chance.
This is Lescott. Fernandes. Hibbert. Fernandes again just untidy, and here comes Hellstad. Jagielka's trying to get back, and Hellstad did well to get the shot in, but closed down by Howard and into the side netting.
Well, that's a let-off. That's a let-off. It's poor play by Fernandes, giving the ball away in a vital area. And Hellstad really, he's got to hit the target. He does well. I think he just loses it a little bit. Jagielka's getting back, putting under pressure. I'm just wondering if Tim Howard's got a little touch to that. But he's got to hit the target.
UEFA Cup nights are getting progressively easier for Everton the deeper into the competition they go. I keep harking back to that first knockout tie, qualifying round. How tense and nervous those two occasions were against Kharkiv.
Well, that's certainly the hardest game they've had, by far. But I think the thing is that they're getting to the area of the competition now where they're going to be playing up against a lot better teams, and they won't be able to give them teams any opportunities in the match at all.
Here's Valente forward to Johnson now. This is what we want to see from Everton, a bit more progressive movement. And every time these two have it, Yakubu and Johnson, there's danger. This is Pinar. Arteta! It took a deflection and it's in, and the goalkeeper simply couldn't do anything about that. The deflection undoubtedly turned it into a goal, but Arteta nonetheless will claim that as his own. It's 5-1 Everton.
Well, it's a great strike, it's going the opposite direction. Keeper's wrong foot, he's got no chance. Good play by Johnson once again. For me, he's the man of the match. He starts to move with a reverse pass to Yakubu. He lays it to Pinar. Pinar to Arteta, who has the shot.
Getting a little ahead of myself, still only 4 of course. 6-1 on aggregate, 4-1 on the night.
Utgår nummer 10, Hugo Damba.
Decisive is the underlying theme to this UEFA Cup tie from the Everton perspective. There's a familiar face. One or two Scottish football fans might remember him. Robbie Winters has just come on, and he's replaced Njogo Demba-Nuren. Former Dundee United, Aberdeen, had a spell at Luton as well. He's been with SK Brann for 6 years now. One Scottish cap as well, Robbie Winters. 8 years ago against Germany. Here's Hibbets. Oh dear. Cheers turn to jeers. And now there's a little bit of worry for the Everton defence, not for long. This is Yakubu. He's going off shortly. Arteta takes it on. And takes it too far, but I think the challenge from behind was a last touch, so it will be an Everton throw. Here's Arteta again now. And again they're opening up this defence. Yakubu's in the middle looking for the hat-trick. It is a hat-trick. Yakubu with 3, just before he gets the hook as well. Timely score, and it's a historic moment as well. Only the 3rd ever Everton player to score a hat-trick in Europe. Andy Gray and Alan Ball, the legends that had preceded him, and right on cue he scores his 3rd before he gives way to Anichebe.
Well, you've got to say that's the easiest of the 3 goals. Good play by Arteta. Reverse pass to Pinar, hits it across the goal. Lucky deflection, drops to Yakubu, who's only got to pass it into the net really, pick his place, impossible to miss. Great ball by Arteta though, and what a great reception. You know, he's going to take all the plaudits really for the goals that he scored tonight. Well, I'll keep harping back onto Andrew Johnson. He's been excellent tonight. You can't take anything away from Yakubu though. You've still got to score the goals.
Anichebe will be relieved he's on now as well, by the way, because his 4 goals in Europe made him top scorer this season so far, and Yakubu was in danger of catching him up. Well, it's 5-1 now.
You were right in the first place.
Yeah, just a couple of minutes too early, that's all. And she knows where all the problems are. How can you defend like that, she's saying, and expect to win a game?
She's had some of our cheap beer by the looks of it as well.
We'll be texting home, only £2 a pint in Merseyside. Here's Arteta, Johnson just behind him. Who's a clip? Johnson's sprinting away again. Carreras is being hauled from behind. Everton fans close to him are sure that was the right decision by the referee.
Never stops, so does he? And the minute the whistle goes to the start of the match, right the way through, he's been non-stop.
Yakubu takes a well-earned rest. Haven't scored in Europe before tonight, but a hat-trick has really got him up and running. He'll be looking forward to Fiorentina, if indeed that is who Everton do play in the next round. 2-0 they lead on the night, Fiorentina, against Rosenborg. So that's 3-0 on aggregate. So it would seem that both Everton and Fiorentina are on a course to meet each other in the final 16.
Well, the one thing that everybody in Europe will be looking at is the scoreline that Everton have got tonight. You know, and they are taking Europe by storm.
Here's a clip. Support on the inside from Winters. A challenge from Pienaar. Still Brann are coming at them. Solly plays it forward for Klep to chase, but even with those gangly legs, he's never going to get there.
Yeah, just getting a little bit tired now, Brann. Obviously so. And it's telling with the passing, the concentration levels. And obviously when you're 5-1 down, very, very difficult.
Bit noisy. Maybe she's recorded the match and doesn't want to know the score, so she can watch it live when she gets home. This is Neville. Jagielka.
Good little trick.
Jagielka again. Here's Lescott. Easy pace for Everton now, leading on the night as they do by those 5 goals to 1 and looking for more, always looking for more. Jamie was sniffing in the middle, but not quite reached.
Oh, it's a great run by Valente that's got that far forward. Made the run inside the full-back. Great ball by Pienaar.
Here's Bakker. Hands fights. Morgan Moen. Here's Winters. Knocked away by Fernandes for the corner kick. Down into potential danger, but carried away by Chebe. We know how big and strong he is. But the throw-in goes the other way.
A little bit fortunate again. There's a man at the back stick who gets a header in. I think it hits the back of Anachibi's head and falls to him.
Here's Bakker. Brann got another free kick. Robbie Winters going down perhaps a little easily, but he does get that free kick. And Moen, you can see at the bottom of your picture there, striding across rather purposefully.
There's only one man going to hit it.
Klep giving the impression that he might fancy this, but there's no doubts that Peter Vargan Moen, who's had 3 good hits from similar distance, 1 which bobbled in, 2 which sailed over, one of the keeper's hands, is going to have another go here. Klep runs over. Moen's strike this time hits the wall. Here's Solly. Back towards Dar. Now Winters. Fernandez almost winning it back for his side. Winters battling hard, and battling a little too hard for the referee's liking. Everton can breathe a little sigh of relief with a relieving free kick.
Yeah, good harassment from Everton. You know, not just one player, but 2 or 3 at Winters' feet.
It's a huge clearance by Howard again, which suggests the wind's getting up once more. Neville with a header. Here's Arteta. Is there something brewing here again from the boys in blue? No. Well, yes, there will potentially still be, because it has been given a free kick Everton's way. Arteta wants to get on with it quickly and does so, and delivers it out to Valente, who's got lots of space on that left-hand side. It's his cross. Oh, the defender hands fights. He's a little carefree.
I didn't think it was a bad ball into the box by Valente. Just nobody attacking the back stick area.
Johnson tries to lay it off. So close to Sigurdsson. Winters. Hallstatt outnumbered, outjumped. And this is Neville. Here's Arteta. Fernandez. To Valente. The Ole's just beginning to sound around the ground. We'll be having Mexican waves next. Here's Neville. Every pass is cheered. Arteta. Valente picks it up off solid. Pienaar lays it out. Arteta plays it back to Pienaar on the right foot. Oh! Wonderful strike. Not quite the right range.
Well, patient build-up, lovely little bit of play, and then the opportunity to strike, and just really too high to bother the keeper. Lovely play to start with, showboating a little bit Everton, plenty of confidence, and why not when you're 5-1 up?
Azawad joining the action late here on 5, the story of the game. Yakubu with a hat-trick. 2-0 Everton led at half-time, and they've really done the job in the second half as well. He's the man of the moment. It was a wonderful hat-trick too. Great clinical strike for the first. A wonderful touch and turn for the second. And then right man, right place to make it 3 on the night for him. David Moyes must be glowing on the inside, knowing what a good job his side have done in these 2 legs.
It's been patient, hasn't it? I mean, struggled for 35 minutes before they scored the goal, really, I felt, but never looked in too much danger. Always felt as if they could step up a gear and, you know, get a goal, and not just get a goal, maybe get a goal or 2. And it helps when you've got 2 strikers who are in form at the moment.
Andy Johnson again there making a real nuisance of himself. You know, your side's leading 5-1. You've every right to just sit back and relax a little bit.
But that's his game. That's the main part of his game, Dave. That you know, he does make a nuisance of himself, and he never gives up. And if you can cap that off with goals, even better still.
There's Wagenmuller.
But I think Johnson is actually embarrassed Yakubu into doing the same as he does. That, you know, the work rate that he puts in, that he actually embarrasses people who play alongside him if you don't do it as well, because you stand out like a sore thumb. And it's certainly Yakubu, when he first come to Everton, that he wasn't working hard, he expecting things to just happen, and Dave Moyes' sides don't do that. They do work hard, they work as a team, and I think Yakubu's taken that on board. It's all credit to him. And he's benefiting from it as well, which is great to see.
Yeah, there were quite a few, weren't there, who questioned the wisdom of paying $11.5 million for him with his early season form, but worth every penny now.
Well, if you have a look at it, he's been, what, second in the Premiership of scorers. other than Thierry Henry. It was Yakubu who was following him up. So, stats tell you he's going to get goals. You just want that little bit of extra from him, and I think Dave Moyes is getting that out of him.
Here's Pinar looking on for Anachebe, who just holds off the challenge of Caladas. Down to the byline, Johnson's in the middle, it's played behind him. Not the best of touches, Arteta slides in, Pinar, off the post. So they've scored 5 tonight and they've hit the post twice as well.
It could easily have been 7, definitely could have been. Great work by Anachebe, good interception there by Arteta. Picks his spot, just hits the post. Great opportunity though.
We are coming into Anachebe time now, aren't we?
Yeah. I just felt the 2 centre-backs for Everton as well have really dealt with Brann, especially Halstad, who's supposed to be a little bit of a threat, and I've not really seen too much about him. He's had a header that's gone well wide, and the chance that he did get, should have done better, maybe should have scored, doesn't even hit the target. I've been overall a little bit disappointed, expecting a little bit more from him.
Anachebe has scored 4 goals in this competition this year, and none of them have come earlier than the 85th minute. 3 of them in the 88th minute. This is the time when he does prosper, when defences are tiring, especially his big frame comes on and causes them problems. But it's at the back Everton are having to concentrate at the moment. Easy take by Howard. Just under 33,000 inside the ground here tonight, which is a really good effort, isn't it? You look at some of the other clubs in cup competitions who struggle to get big crowds.
I think they've done a special offer as well, which is nice to see.
Here is Anachebe. Nice control again by him, and the shot, which has the goalkeeper temporarily floundering, but recovers at the second attempt.
That's good play by Anachebe. Ball into him, deals with it, takes it away. It's a strike at goal, which is nice to see. He's another one who's got confidence, he's full of form. Fortunately, he's got Yakubu and Johnson in front of him.
Here's Solly, making good distance and good ground. Winters. Oh, he'd love to score on a return to British football. Solly again now. Good ball across. Moen. Oh, he's at the post. He had the whole goal to aim for, and somehow he hit the post.
Well, I just wonder. It's a lovely ball. I think it's Winters who plays the ball. Great ball into the box. Hits a target. Well, fortunately for Everton, it's a post. But they've been a threat at times. It's not been all plain sailing for Everton. That Brann have had their fair share of chances, and could easily have scored a couple of goals themselves. So there's a few things to maybe brush up on for Everton, because if you're playing against Fiorentina and that happens, then you can bet your bottom dollar that Fiorentina are going to score goals.
Goodison's a contented place at the moment, isn't it? Everybody's very happy with what they've seen tonight. Everton fans expected their side to deliver goals this evening, and they've done just that, and some very good goals in amongst them too. Here's Winters, the back heel to nobody apart from Arteta. Fernandes with a little touch and turn. He has been a little untidy at times, Fernandes. This is Jagielka. Lescott hits it long, and Anachebe was offside. The referee says play on as it went through to the goalkeeper. This is Vargan Moen, now back up. Winters. Johnson. Working up to something again here. Anachebe on the left foot. Oh, not a bad strike to get away from that position.
Well, he's certainly disappointed with himself. He feels he's had 2 good chances now to do better than what he has, but all you can say is hit the target, made the keeper work. It's a good touch once again, out of his feet, and he knows what he wants to do with it. He knows where the goal is.
Here's Winters, Sliding it through again for Hellstad, but Jagielka's there to pick it up and just ease it away.
Well, it's just one way they're not going to get through. Jagielka there, he knows he's got the better of him. Halstead with the pace.
89 minutes gone, you got his name right. Well done.
Did I?
Yeah.
I've been working on it. I forgot to tell you, I had his brother at Shrewsbury, but we called him Jags.
Here's Lescott, and there's the aforementioned Jagielka who slips. And closing in now, and full time. David Moyes very, very happy. He'll know that his side is safely through to the final 16 in the UEFA Cup. They're up against Fiorentina, very different prospect, of course, to the one they faced over the 2 legs against the Norwegian champions, who, by the way, will be in the Champions League next year, or at the very least in the qualifying rounds for the Champions League. The Norwegian champions after playing 2 qualifying rounds, but we could very well see them on British soil again next season.
3 minutes.
3 minutes of stoppage time to be added at the end of this 90. There's Pienaar and Neville. Fernandes. Winters.
Hulsklep had made a great run then in behind Pienaar. The ball gets played early enough, he's well in. I think Dave Moyes will be a little bit concerned about the chances that maybe Brann have created tonight. That's one thing that he'll be alliterating to the players. You can't afford to do that the further you get on in the competition. But if they score goals, then the opposition's got to score more than you, and it's one thing they are doing in this competition, Everton, scoring goals.
It's Winters back on the inside to Vargan Moen. Trying to pull it through for Hellstad. Timely intervention by Lescott.
I think Dave Moyes is going to have a nice problem at centre-back. You've got Yobo to come back in. OK, Lescott can go out to left-back, but I quite like the pairing tonight.
It's not a bad problem to have, is it? As you know, you're going to get injuries along the way too.
Well, for me, my first pick will be Jagielka.
Johnson has a go! Oh! Andy Johnson finished in style! So night to remember.
Everton goes
And that is a goal to remember. Everton leads 6-1.
Well, that is the goal of the night. Absolutely tremendous strike. Pienaar with a pass and a good neat turn, right footed shot. It moves a bit as well, hits it across his body, goes away from the keeper. Keeper's got no chance. Sweet strike. He won't strike a better ball than that all season.
Everton's biggest ever winning margin in a European game is confirmed. Everton 6, SK Brann 1, 8-1 on aggregate.
He deserves that as well. He's been exceptional tonight.
Even the chairman likes it. And a smile from the manager and his teammates. It's been a night to fill your boots, and Everton strikers have filled them. 2 for Johnson, 3 for Yakubu. Somewhere in amongst all of that, Arteta got his name on the score sheet too. Everton have entertained. All the chatter will be about that man, Yakubu. Hat-trick on the night tonight. Only the 3rd ever Evertonian to score a hat-trick in Europe. He follows Alan Ball and Andy Gray to those record books. Andy Johnson wasn't far behind with his 2. Everton have really enjoyed their night and marched through to the last 16. They have beaten SK Brann by 6 goals to 1.